This is the Air India Training Academy. It's the combination of what used to be 11 training centers for 4 airlines across the area just outside of Delhi. Here, they brought it all together and they're continuing to do that consolidation. There's parts that are still under construction, cabin mock-ups, you name it. Here, they're training everybody from pilots and cabin crew down to airport security, operations, everything. It's all happening here in an integrated way, pulling everything into a much more streamlined, organized process for getting the people they need to fuel the growth that they're planning as they take more aircraft. 4,000 pilots, 13,000 cabin crew currently working across Air India and its various airlines. They have about 2,000 trainees here a day on this site, which is 12 acres, 16,000 square feet, and growing. Over here, they've got cabin crew doing training, all aspects of the operation, cabin mock-ups being put in place here. And behind there, simulators. We're going to take a look all around this center today to see how they're building up the new Air India via all the new people that are joining its ranks.
So this is a safety equipment room where we get our cabin crew out here to do a hands-on practice on the safety equipments which we have out here, which are there on the aircraft. So we have a division of firefighting equipments, we have medical equipments, we have some signaling equipments out there. Before every flight they need to do a pre-flight check of the equipments to check the serviceability and how to operate them. So this is what the batch is practicing right now, if you can see out here. So the instructor is there teaching them about the equipments, the usage, the pre-flight check and the operation of the equipments. Now suppose there's a medical emergency on board the aircraft and a passenger requires oxygen. So we have around 311 liters of compressed oxygen in this bottle. So crew removes it from the location, they have to sling the bottle across, so the pressure gauge they can keep an eye on, and then they turn the knob to start the flow and administer oxygen to a passenger. And then they keep monitoring on the flow of the oxygen also.
So this rescue 406, how we use it, there's a lanyard, there's a board, under this cord you will find a pouch. Okay, so the duration is 48 hours. 243 and 406.
Hello.
Draw your forehead. This is how we will style our hair. That will help to frame the, as you can see over here. Either you can have completely pulled back hair or a front pop. Just for your buns as for medium hair length, which hairstyles are permitted? Fresh on, fresh wave and bird's nest. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Everyone ready?
Yes.
Please start looking around the cabin.
Move, move, move. Cross everything. Vaibhavi, Manandra, complete.
Yes.
Just to give you a small brief, this is the fire and smoke trainer we have out here, where we make them practice the different in-flight fires they can have. Could be an oven fire, electrical fire, any passenger's bag is on the overhead bin, or a lavatory fire, or any PD, any device is caught fire. So there they do the hands-on practice of fighting the fire, as well as how to coordinate, communicate between the team, also inform the cockpit crew, and keep them updated about the situation.
And this one they have to do on a recurrent basis?
With every batch they do, and also on recurrent basis they do. So this is one of the drill which is done once in 3 years, and when they are coming for a batch, they also plan for drills. So this is one of the drills what they do out here. And also we will take you to the emergency exit trainer drill, where they practice hands-on how to open the door in case of a normal condition, which they have to do on a daily basis. And God forbid if there's an emergency, how they open the door and evacuate passengers from the door also.
You can place the PD on the card, take it to the aft lavatory.
What are you doing now?
I'm keeping the PD on the in the metal container, toss it into the water, close the lavatory.
You douse it with water. Firefighter ready? Okay. Burn food particles.
I get to take a turn trying out the fire trainer. Let's see how I do.
Okay, so this is the fire extinguisher. This
Okay.
is not the one which is near the aircraft. It's a liquid-based one.
Yeah.
But the usage is very simple. You hold the bottle in the upright position. You aim the nozzle at the base of the fire. So this is your handle and this is the lever.
Fine.
Hold it upright, aim from distance, and fight the fire.
Okay,
So I'll put the seat fire on for you.
All right.
And we want a surprise fire actually.
You want a surprise fire?
Surprise fire for him.
Surprise fire, sir.
Surprise fire. So I have to look around then.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
We got a message out there called "Well done."
Okay.
You've
Oh.
already.
I think we're out.
Yeah.
Fresh
Here you
bottle.
go.
Thank you.
Great job.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Nice. Thank you.
Thank you. Once the fire is out, once the device is cooled down, so to prevent from reignition, we again put it in a,
Yeah.
we immerse it in a container.
Yeah.
We keep on monitoring the water as well as the affected lavatory and the area.
Do you have any of these bags where you put
So we have
PPs
these
in?
metal
Yeah.
containers in the
Yeah.
aircraft which we utilize to immerse the device.
Yeah.
Brace for impact. Brace! Brace! Bend down! Heads down! Stay down! Look outside where door is on. Are you okay? Monitor the cabin. Evacuate! 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 Open seatbelt! Remove shoes! Leave everything! Open seatbelt! Remove shoes! Leave everything! Stay back! 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 Come this way! Form to line! Jump! Jump! Jump!
All right, this is the 777 door trainer where Ms. Tejinder is making them practice for normal operations as well as in case of an emergency. So what we saw right now was the aircraft is ditched in water, and now how are you going to open the door and evacuate passengers is what we just did right now. Ma'am is going to do another situation for you, and we can have a look on that also.
Look outside, my door is on. Are you okay? Monitor the cabin.
Evacuate! 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 Open seatbelt! Leave everything! Leave everything! Stay back! Stay back! Stay back! Down this way! Inflate larvae! Step onto the rock! Inflate larvae! Step onto the rock!
The confirmation that we can open the door
Okay.
and the seatbelt sign will be off. So whenever they have to open the door, they'll say opening door L1 and they'll check the door is disarmed and the seatbelt sign is off so that the slide does not inflate. Once that is confirmed, you have to hold the door frame assist handle, check the outside conditions are safe, hold this operating handle, lift it up and release it.
Okay.
Then push the door outward and forward till the gust lock engages. So this is the sound of gust lock.
Okay.
To close the door, we check that there is no obstruction here on the area. You release this gust lock, pull the door rearwards, inwards, and then you shift the door operating handle.
All right.
So you can just try.
Okay. So doors is manual. Check outside. Then we're good to open. Yeah. Good. Okay.
Close.
Closing again from here. that's a
Put
sticky
a
one.
little inside and
Yeah. Thank you.
Clear. Right, so it's locked. To close.
So this is the setup of a cockpit. If you see, this is the captain's seat and the first officer seat. And what we do out here is we make the crew practice, give them an hands-on practice on the pilot incapacitation. So if one of the captains is incapacitated, what is the crew actions? So they come inside the cockpit, they try to revive him, give him oxygen, and if there is no change in his condition, we have to further give him medical treatment. So how we get them out is the practice what they do out here. So this dummy which you see out here is actually 80 kgs. Okay, so there is a technique to lift this dummy out by two crew. So one puts the hand under the arms, second one puts the hand under the legs, and with a count of 3, they lift it up and they get the dummy out to provide medical assistance. And once that is done, they put it back. So this is how they practice in case there's a pilot incapacitation in the cockpit, how to revive the captain. So basically, one crew will come from here. Now you have a cockpit sliding window on both the sides. So I have the middle area. So they have to be careful with the central pedestal also. So the other crew will come here, hold it from here, and on the count of 3, they slide it back. So the seat goes a little there because the cockpit seats can move horizontally also.
Yeah.
So it moves a little there. So I have a little more space out here.
Yeah.
And then we get the dummy out.
Yeah. Do you then recline too? Or?
We have to recline. So first we try to revive the cockpit crew inside the cockpit because we also have the oxygen masks out there to revive from there. If further medical assistance is required and we have to take the incapacitated pilot out of the cockpit, is the trick what we teach them.
So you see how this is still kind of a work in progress. There's things they're still working on building out, especially over on this end. And this room is going to be a room where you can have mock-ups of every single seat across the Air India fleet for cabin crew to familiarize themselves with everything about how they work. Right now you have a couple of examples there. The new 320neo economy class and business class, which is part of the retrofit, the refurbishment of that fleet. They're going to have seats here for every other aircraft eventually. Namaste. Hello. Hello. Hello.
Okay, welcome to the wine appreciation room. This room is curated to have an in-hand experience for our learners, to have the wine pouring session and have a table layup set up for the business class and the first class. So here the learners, they practice the wine pouring and also they have a better idea that how a particular wine has been served in the cabin. So earlier, it's a vintage crockery that we call here, and since with time we have evolved as per as the uniform and the crockery. And now here is the Vista Verve crockery that we have it on board. This is here the first class setup for the 777s that we have. Here we are serving the cheese over the cheese board that we have, the marble plate. So here we have the first class setup starting from the appetizer. Every crockery has a gold plating to it which shows luxury on board. And moving forward to the soup service that we have on board. If I'll talk about this setup for this is basically introduced with the mindset of dabba walas in Mumbai. So over 2 lakhs dabbas are actually sold out in Mumbai every day on a regular basis. So it's basically in a shape of tiffin that we have. It's a cruetzer, it's a salt and pepper. So then we have a main meal setup for our guest in first class. And moving forward, we have a dessert and the cheese platter for our guest. We have these cutleries available. Every cutlery has this mandala print printed over there. Mandala print, basically, it actually displays the Hinduism. It has come from the Sanskrit word. Nice. And we have the first class, we have the hot beverage setup in which we have the coffee, the tea setup and the espresso. And everything has signed up with the Maharaja Club. This is the alcohol that we are displaying. So right now, this is the existing alcohol that we have it, but we have the new introduced alcohol on board now. Here in the business cabin, we have little plate with a fusion of the colors. So we have the cheese plate that has been served along with the signature plate. It's a glass plate that they have an enhanced experience on board the guest. Moving forward, right now what we are working on is the tray setup for business cabin, where we again played with the fusion of colors with an aubergine color. And this is the main meal setup for our business cabin, which has been served separately. The appetizer has been served separately and the soup has been served separately. And again, the soup service over here, and we have the appetizer. In the business cabin, we have a theme of the silver lining again, which is again a replica of the luxury on board for a guest. So this is actually the furnishing on board that we have. Provide the mattress cum duvet topper. This is the cushion cum mattress topper. This actually unfolds on the cabin if you see over here. So this is actually unfolds and it becomes the bedding on the flight. And this is the bedding in which the blanket is over here. And we also have these Kashmina's blanket on board. This is actually has come from Kashmir. All are curated by handcrafted. And we do have these Tumi loungewears on board that we are offering to the guest for our long haul flights. And we do have the vintage crockery also available in that showcase.
Do you always work on the same positions, or do you pick based on seniority whenever you get rostered on a flight, or is it on the crew list, or how does it work?
So basically, it depends on the seniority and as per the crew interest, that how they would like to work, and as per the progression as well.
Okay.
That how many years they have been worked in the particular cabin, and accordingly they have been put in a position on
All
board.
right. Okay. So you start in an economy cabin
Yes,
probably,
yes.
and then business cabin.
That's how the future plan looks like.
Okay. All right.
Okay, give me the names of the beer that you have.
To repeat that drink,
Could you recommend me a wine, please?
I can, you can go with the white wine.
Okay, could you tell me the white ones that you serve?
We are serving German Riesling and Sauvignon Blanc.
Okay, I'll go with the Sauvignon Blanc, please. All right. After that, what is the next? Thank you. What's next?
The sparkling water.
Great. And after that? I'll go with the tuna salad and the Sauvignon Blanc. And in the main course, you'll be having the palak puri, sparkling water with some ice and lemon slices.
They're working on a cabin mock-ups for 737, 777, 787, you name it. They're all getting finished now. A lot of them getting done in the next month. You can see this place is just about ready to come online, but not active yet. And 350 mock-up is within 3 months, apparently. So it's all happening now. In this facility, you can see very much under construction. They're installing cabin mock-ups that are also on hydraulics so they can simulate emergency scenarios, rapid descents, turbulence, things like that. It is extra relevant here where 60% of the cabin crew coming to Air India have not been on an airplane before. So this gives them the chance to understand what these things feel like. Bad turbulence, rapid descent, this kind of thing, so that if passengers have questions, are concerned, they can be helpful in that scenario. So they've got a narrow body here that's already in place but not online yet. They've got the pool here, standard issue for cabin crew training, and then they're going to put a wide body mock-up over here for that same full motion cabin simulation, which is really cool. I've been on one before and it's surprisingly realistic. It's amazing how they can do it. Now we're on to the cockpit crew training, and this is the Airbus facility full of simulators, all that kind of good stuff. This is actually a joint venture between Airbus and Air India, 50-50 to put this together. Let's check it out.
You're around the entire facility right now, and there are 3 floors. On the top floor is the employee area. The second floor we have the classrooms. First floor is briefing and debriefing rooms, and the ground floor is where our engineering team sits, and as well as the sim bays are over here. So we are a facility which is going to have 10 simulators. Right now we have 2 operational. 2 are being installed, and we are expected to ramp up to 6 simulators by about July. So that is the capacity now, but we'll be having 8 A320 simulators and 2 A350 simulators, with the first A350 simulator arriving in November with the entry into service early 2027. Is what we're looking at over there. So let's have a look around. As you can see, we have trainings actively happening right now. And as of now, we entirely take care of Air India and Air India Express's training needs through the center. So we also outsource some to outside centers because we don't have enough simulators here as of now. But essentially, this is like a one-stop shop for all of their Airbus fleet training, and that is what we do. So in this sim bay, we can see that it has 8 bays. As you can see, there are 4 devices. So a bit about the devices. The first 2 devices are by Acron. The next one is CAE, and the 4th one is again Acron. So it's a mix of devices, mix of training devices that are there.
Why have the different manufacturers for the simulators instead of all just the same?
So basically, the CAE simulator was Air India's investment. So it was a part of the deal that was struck up. The other 3 simulators are brand new.
Okay.
So that simulator got relocated from Hyderabad.
I see.
Yeah.
So previously you had that in Hyderabad, and was it part of a larger facility there, or?
No, so right now this building alone in this facility is a joint venture between Airbus and Air India. Right, so previously Air India used to do all the training in-house, so they had their own training centers set up in Hyderabad and a few other locations. Now those facilities don't exist any longer. You have the Airbus block over here, which is a joint venture, and then you have the Boeing sim block that side. So all the training is being consolidated over here. So they're relocating all the simulators and all accordingly.
Are there still other simulators in other centers that are due to come here, or it's all new from here on that you've purchased?
In this center, this is the only sim that's coming. I am not too sure about the other center.
Okay, nice.
JV right now is set up with the pure focus of Air India as our anchor customer. So we will be catering to the training needs, which also includes training the cadets as well as any instructor programs that's required. So we have Air India cadets who have right now gone for flight school, and they're doing their ATPL ground school, and they will be the first batch of cadets we're expecting somewhere in April roughly, and it'll be an Airbus OEM course. Then they are put through the type rating over here, and they'll become type rated on the A320. So that is the cadet program. For now, the same would be replicated for the A350 when we have the simulator. But in terms of the other programs, we have something known as an APIC, which is an Airbus pilot instructor course. So it's like a train the trainer kind of a program that we offer. And other Airbus courses like the command upgrade and so on are in the pipeline, of course. But this is a very brand new center, as you can see. So we are still setting up, and we don't want to take too much on a plate. So essentially, all of their training requirements for the Airbus would be taken care over here, which includes both the dry training and the wet courses, so recurrent as well as anything that's new.
We have a lot of people who are watching and looking at our social media who are aspiring pilots. Do you have anything you could tell about sort of someone who's interested in maybe getting involved in the cadet program? Is there information you can give about
that? Cadet program is run by the airlines. I would suggest check out Air India's website. Right, they have all the information very much posted out there. But other than that, I would say that being a premier training center like this, it does give us a cutting edge because we are the OEM and the manufacturer approved courses. So that does make a difference in how you train as a pilot, as opposed to going to any other training center out there. So we have a pilot lounge over here, along with a servery, which is like a temporary food counter that we have created for now. The actual cafeteria will be coming up on the 2nd floor, but that's going to take a few months to set up. So right now, this 24 hours, you get some food and drinks and so on. And for the pilots to just kind of rest a bit, either before or after the session. So they discuss the flows or whatever it is that they're going to perform for the day, go in the sim, and then there's a similar room, actually the same room, but they can see the simulator stats and exactly what movements and everything that they did, and analyze what went right and what went wrong. This will be the cafeteria for the office hours, so both for the employees as well as the pilots, and then get shut down. We wanted it to also be like a scenic place where you can click some pictures and get a backdrop of the simulators. So we have an e-library over here with resources for pilots, any required charts, maps, navigations, e-courses, anything like that. they can sit here and do that. Of course, along with the Airbus proprietary courses that will be there. And we have 6 classrooms. It's okay, you can say.
No stress for
So
us.
we have 6 classrooms such as this. So all your ground school and the ground training and anything that's part of the type rating or any other courses will be conducted here. Now these are approved by DGCA, and we are expecting to get EASA approval for the classrooms as well. Right now, one of our simulators is EASA approved. So we are going to ask for an EASA ETO approval as well, but that's going to take some time. So of course, the lounge for the instructors, for them to rest. And at the end of this, we will be getting what we call a procedural trainer. So 3 Airbus procedural trainers that will be there, 2 for the 320 and 1 for the 350 again. Okay. And this will be the 2 sim bay for the 350.
This whole complex, the Airbus and the Boeing simulator centers, are really new. The Airbus one just came online in September, and they're building it up, adding to it as we go. Over here in the Boeing facility, they have capacity for 11 simulators. It's going to be kind of a similar mix as the Airbus one. Over there they have 10. It'll be a couple of the wide bodies, 777, 787 of course, and then 737s, which is serving the Air India Express MAX fleet. They also have 1 simulator here that was relocated from a training center in Hyderabad. That's for the ATR. Even though Air India doesn't fly the ATR, obviously a lot of these simulator centers can become revenue generators for an airline as well when they have more capacity. Right now, Air India is using up everything they can, but something like an ATR sim here, they can rent that out to airlines in India that do fly the ATR for their pilots to be able to train here in India as opposed to going elsewhere. So that's quite nice. And eventually when they get the full suite of sims in both these facilities, it's possible that they may have excess capacity and they can rent that out to other airlines in the country or in the region. Generally, these simulator centers are operating 24/7. There's huge demand pretty much everywhere we've been to see simulators. They need them, they need the hours, airlines want them, and there aren't really that many of them. In some cases, you have to travel far away to find a simulator for, say, an A350. Right now, they have to go to Miami, they have to go to Singapore, and so it's a big deal to bring them all here and have them available in Delhi, centralized as well, just like the rest of this operation, bringing everything under one roof or one series of roofs in one site. So cool to get to see a place like this coming together, being constructed as we speak, and it's already fully operational, of course, with thousands of trainees a day, but so much more to come. And that's a bit like the situation in India when it comes to aviation, pretty much everything else too. And of course, at Air India itself, undergoing this massive transformation, which we've been here to see a little part of, a few pivotal moments of, and it's so cool. We've had an amazing time here. Hope you check out all the other videos we've done here with Air India at Wings India. We'll put the links below, of course. We've also had a lot of you asking us over on Instagram about the cadet programs, flight attendant hiring, all that kind of stuff. So I'll put the links below for the relevant info for all of that in case you're interested in becoming a part of this very exciting moment to do that if you're young looking for an aviation career or maybe a change. Lots of stuff happening here, lots of aircraft coming, lots of destinations, lots of people flying for the first time here. Exciting moment for aviation. Really nice to see a little bit of it here. Thanks for coming along. Hope you enjoyed it. In Delhi for Flight Radar 24, I'm Gabriel Lee. So you see Air India here making good use of Flight Radar 24 and the filters feature, which is really great for airlines, especially because of course you can filter out only your airline's aircraft. See them on a nice map of India here in the region. Silver membership, we might have to do something about that. Really cool though. So fun to see it on a big screen like this in this beautiful cafeteria as well. One of the nicest I've seen.